Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. While negative thought spirals can feel overwhelming, they can be overcome. You can break negative thought patterns by recognizing that you are not in control and giving your mind over to God. Taking the time for quiet prayer and reflection on your thoughts, as well as sharing your concerns with a supportive community of friends, can help you break free from negativity. Practicing gratitude, humility, and acts of service will help you get closer to God and live a more positive life. While negativity is a part of everyone's life, and breaking out of negative thought patterns can be difficult, it isn't impossible. If you allow yourself to choose positive thoughts by submitting to Jesus and acknowledging that God is in control, you will soon find yourself in a spiral of positivity. We can control negative thoughts. On paper, the author seems like she has it all. She is a wife and mother, a successful career, and a relationship with God. However, she has struggled with negative thoughts. In fact, for a full year and a half of her life, she struggled with her own faith and even began to doubt the existence of God. The author's negative thoughts began during a visit to her hometown of Little Rock, Arkansas. She gave a talk at a Baptist church about the real threat of demons. The speech went well, but she had a very unsettling experience after her speech when she encountered a stranger who she was sure was a demon. He angrily told the author the words, "We are coming for you." When she went back on stage, the church experienced a freak power outage, which she believed was no coincidence. After the encounter, she began spiraling into negative thoughts that she could not control. They came day and night, and she found herself waking up every night at 3 a.m., plagued with anxiety and doubting her faith in God and herself. Each anxious thought led to another one, in a pattern that went on for a full 18 months. However, the author soon realized that the negative thoughts do not have to control us. Interrupting negative thought patterns can help preventing them from spiraling. You just have to understand that you have the power to choose positive thoughts instead. Believing in and submitting to Jesus enabled the author to break out of negativity spirals and choose positive thought patterns instead, and it can help you too. Silence is powerful. With so many distractions easily available to us, it's easy to avoid moments of silence and stillness. But people need quiet time to be alone with God, away from distractions. Prayer and meditation have been scientifically shown to rewire your brain, so quiet time in contemplation and confidence is essential to breaking free of negative thoughts. However, many people choose to be in a state of constant distractions because they struggle with being alone. It can be scary and even lonely to confront our thoughts, especially the negative ones. However, simply sitting in silence and listening to the negative thoughts is the only way to eventually be rid of them. Many people have negative thoughts that follow a because pattern. For example, they might think, "I am overwhelmed because I have a lot of work to finish." However, the author recommends not focusing on the negative reasons for your mood, but instead adding a positive action that you can accomplish at the end of each negative thought. For example, if you are overwhelmed, instead of thinking about all of the work you have to do, you could add an action of gratitude and choose to thank God for all the opportunities available to you. If given the chance, negative thoughts can be turned into positive action. A loving community is essential. While being alone in prayer and contemplation with God is very important, being a part of a strong community is also essential in order to break free of negativity. In fact, God Himself is a community of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Similarly, people also need to be surrounded by a supportive community. While the modern world often seems to value independence over everything, true success cannot be achieved alone. Human beings need to be heard, loved, and supported. The author recommends reaching out to others to develop a fulfilling community. God doesn't want you to be lonely. He wants you to befriend other people who also love Jesus and live their life following his teachings. However, sometimes making new friends can be intimidating. Reaching out to strangers, especially if you have had bad experiences in the past or are naturally introverted, is often difficult. However, even if it is hard, it is still important to push through the discomfort and do it anyway. The most rewarding things in life require you to move out of your comfort zone, and practice is the best way to get comfortable with doing these tasks. You should practice reaching out to people and arranging meetups, and you should also be open to saying yes when people invite you to new experiences. This will enable you to build up a strong community around yourself. Another important piece of building a strong community is developing trust. Friends need to trust each other enough to tell each other everything, including our fears, anxieties, and things we are embarrassed or ashamed of. For example, one of the author's friends was struggling with feelings of attraction to a man who was not her husband. She had even exchanged messages with him. However, when she confessed to her friends about her feelings and what she had done, her sinful thoughts went away. She stopped messaging the man, and her marriage improved, all thanks to the support she received from the strong community of friends she had around her. By allowing yourself to receive support from others, you lessen the power your negative thoughts have over you. Trust that God is in control. The Bible tells us to take every thought captive to obey Christ. To do this, you need to truly acknowledge all your thoughts, even the negative ones. A good way to truly take a thought captive is to write it down. By writing it down, it is easier to acknowledge and contemplate the negative thought, and you can consider what God would think of this negativity. Consulting the Bible or a religious advisor can also help you take control of it and help you bring this thought to God. To take a negative thought captive, you must surrender it over to God and trust in Him to help you break free from it. Surrendering over to God can sometimes be difficult, but one of the things that can help us trust in God is acknowledging and appreciating the beauty of the natural world that He created. For example, the author once brought a simple leaf into a Bible study group she was leading in college. The group took the time to really look at the leaf and appreciate all of its beautiful details, and it helped them remember that God has worked through His divine design in all aspects of the world He created. And He has put even more work into creating us and our lives as He has into the simple, beautiful leaf. Science has also proven that turning your attention outward to the world can help reduce negative thinking. Appreciating nature and allowing yourself to be overcome by beauty makes you less selfish, more empathetic, and more generous. It also reduces the tendency to be cynical. Cynicism is the tendency to look critically at everything and everyone and see only the problems, but it is caused by a lack of trust in God. When you put faith in God, you can release that negativity and know that you can trust in Him. Practice gratitude, humility, and service. Showing gratitude is one of the best ways in which people can improve their lives. Gratitude empowers you to put a positive perspective on your life and the world. For example, one of the author's friends was feeling very bored and dissatisfied with her job in a fashion store. However, a Bible passage from Philippians 1, "I thank my God in all my remembrance of you," completely changed her entire outlook on her work life. She realized that she was in control of her own attitude, and she could choose to be grateful for her job. She began making an effort to practice gratitude at work every day. She made friends with colleagues, connected with customers, completely revamped her work life, and soon found she loved her job and looked forward to going to work every day. Gratitude can even help in extreme circumstances. It can help people feel empowered in their own lives, rather than feeling like victims when things go wrong. For example, one of the author's friends was diagnosed with ALS, but rather than despairing over his diagnosis, he recommitted himself to God. After he passed from the disease, his wife continued to follow in his example and continued to have faith in God's plan for her life. Humility is another important virtue that goes hand in hand with gratitude. We have to accept that we are not in control, God is, and we need to stay grateful for His plan, whatever it may be. It's important to practice humility by staying humble, remaining calm when things get tough, and remembering that there are more important things in the world than any single individual, including you. Like Jesus, you should try to devote your time to acts of service. While you may not be able to work miracles, you can still make a positive difference by serving others in your own life. Service can include anything from helping your children to cleaning up after someone, as long as it is a good act that you are doing for God, not to receive praise or attention. Living a life of service is the best way to follow God. In doing this, you improve the lives of others, because that is what God does, and your job is to emulate God in your life as best you can. This is the only way to experience true joy, and science proves it. Our brains are wired to serve others, and when we perform acts of service, we benefit from reduced stress, improved sleep, and other rewards. However, while service is beneficial and rewarding, it can still sometimes be difficult. It is very easy to get complacent and indulge in pleasurable but ultimately unfulfilling activities. But even when we are enjoying ourselves, we know that we are not doing all we are meant to do. We are meant to serve God and others and live our lives according to Jesus' teaching that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Give yourself over to Jesus to banish negativity. The author knows what she is talking about when she talks about negativity spirals. She spent 8 months stuck in the grips of negative thoughts. However, she was able to break free by turning herself over to God. By focusing on the teachings of Jesus, she was able to focus her mind on positivity, gratitude, and humility. This ultimately broke her pattern of negative thinking and instead put her in a spiral of positivity. The goal of this book is to help others achieve the same thing. While negative thoughts, self-doubt, and insecurity are a part of everyone's life at one time or another, you do not have to succumb to them. You can choose to reject these thoughts and place your trust in God instead. By reflecting on your thoughts, sharing your concerns with friends, and surrendering control of your life to God, you will find that these negative thought processes will diminish. It isn't always easy. Negative thoughts will always creep back, which is why this is a lifelong process. However, we are always capable of making a fresh start. Our brains are made up of structures called microtubules, which help our neurons work. It takes just 10 minutes for microtubules to rewire a part of the brain by reshaping the structure of a neuron. Humans are hardwired to be able to make new starts when they need to. Therefore, if you find yourself once again getting caught up in a spiral of negativity, don't worry. You are never far away from a fresh, positive start. The main takeaway. Everyone experiences negative thoughts at some point in their lives. However, sometimes negative thoughts can spiral and feel impossible to break out of. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power to choose positivity instead. Submitting your thoughts to God, acknowledging He is in control, and accepting His plan for your life can help you break free from negativity. Practicing humility, performing acts of service, and embracing a supportive community of friends can help bring positivity into your life.
Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is an exclusive audiobook video recorded for the Audiobook Master channel. Enjoy your audiobook and have fun learning. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll get updated on our next upload. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up and say your thoughts about the book we just covered. Do you want to listen to a summary or review of a book that we haven't covered in the past? Say it in the comments below or send us a message. Don't forget to check our other uploads. Enjoy listening!